Alright guys, so I want to talk a little bit about lethal attacks. I've been kind of trying to figure out Mitsurugi the past 3-4 weeks, and I've kind of gotten most of the basics down. I can remember the moveset, I can kind of pick the moves I want, etc, etc, etc. So the next thing that I really want to focus on is lethal attacks, and so basically you'll like sometimes just get a lethal attack in a match and like, oh shoot, I didn't even know why that happened, or I don't even know what to do now. So I'm here to kind of clear that up. I'm gonna be honest, I'm really doing this mostly for me, just so I can help myself remember. But if you find something useful in here, please go ahead and take it, steal it, go ahead and X-copy that Mega Man style. So before I get started, there's really two things that I want to show you first off, and that is some of the more basic combos we're going to be using. There's actually two that I want to focus on, and one I'm just going to call your basic punish, and that is the combo right here, and I'll show you. I'll probably mess this up a couple times, but please bear with me. So you see that combo right there was you start off with the KB at the same time. Now the second hit of that is a just frame, so if you press B again right on the last hit, you'll get a follow-up from that, like that. Now from that, you get the second or the third hit that knocks them higher, and you can do what's a plink K to B. So it looks like this. Check out the controls right there at the bottom. So I'm like pressing K and then like B right after. So 1 2 1 2, and he does a little spin in the air, like that. And then the last thing is when you knock them on the ground, you're gonna do 6 6 AB. So in other words, forward forward. You want to hold that last forward and then AB. So like this, like that, right? So again, when you put that all together, you get this. A lot of damage, right? That's like 97. That's almost half a bar on top of him. So that's going to be what I'm going to call punish. That combo is just known as punish, because that, I think, meterless, without anything else, not in soul charge, he gets a lot of damage off that. I think that's the most damage he gets without a wall. The second one I'm going to call relic punish, and that's because you have to be in a stance to do this one. So when you sometimes you'll go into this stance. Oh, excuse me. When you go into this stance right here, where he's kind of like doing the Mitsurugi style joint right there. So he's got a combo where he just goes A-A-B, A-A-B. Now on the ground that won't be able to touch, or excuse me, be able to hit them. But if you do something like if you hold down forward, it's a combo. Again, all I'm doing is just doing down forward. Do not hold down forward. If you hold down forward, you'll get that little duck like I did. So if you hold any down direction, he does that weird looking duck. It's not really useful right now. It's useful for other things, but we'll get to that later. Back to neutral. So again, 1 1 2 and 3. Now when you do this right here, you want to hold the B. That's how you go into the stance. If you don't hold the B, you're just going to do that. So again, you're going to hold the B, and he goes into the stance, right? So that, again, I'm going to call relic punish. I hope I don't have that stance name wrong. It's either relic or miss. I'm pretty sure it's relic. So those are pretty much the only two things you really need to focus on after you get a lethal hit with Mitsurugi. There are a couple of situations where that's not the case, but the punish there is usually easier. And so we'll kind of get right into them. So the first lethal hit that he has is this one right here. So this works. Excuse me, the 1A, or the down back A, don't tap it. Excuse me, don't hold it, just tap it. This hits the opponent for a lethal hit if they do a high attack that misses. So for example, I'm going to change Talim over to number 2. I think I preset the AA. Yeah, so now if I do that, she's going to do 2 high attacks, right? Now, so when I go like, let me get to the right space right here. So you notice that I got a lethal hit right there. I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do. I just panic, right? So here's what you should be doing. And again, this is by all the results here from what I found. I haven't really taken from anybody else. So if there's a better punish, please let me know down in the comments below. So again, let me just get to the right range so she could whiff her attack. That's it. So it's really hard to get anything else off of that. So you get the lethal hit 1A. You just forward, and then AB at the same time. A lot of damage, 73. Leaves you right at the end, right next to the opponent. You can do stuff like that. You can do stuff like that. Hell, you can just go for it again if you want. You can also do things like that. Again, I'm not really here to show you follow-ups. I'm just here to kind of focus on the lethal hits. So if I don't really go over much of the stuff of what you can do afterwards, sorry about that, guys. So again, that's 1A. If they whiff a high attack and you hit them with it, lethal hit. What do? 6 AB. There we go, 73 damage. That's like a quarter of a bar, almost half of a bar, maybe 2/3. All right, so the next thing is, and this is one of the reasons that I have been trying to figure out lethal hits, is because impact counters and reversal edges are so prevalent right now. Everyone's kind of like abuses the hell out of them. I'm really trying to find a way to blow them up. And so if you take a look here, the next I want to talk about, the next one I want to talk about is this. So 1AB. So if an opponent does some sort of impact counter or reversal edge, what you can basically do is blow that up. So now if you take a look here, she immediately goes for that, right? So she immediately goes for reversal edge when I hit her. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. So I'm going to do this. Oh, whoops, sorry guys. Timing here is kind of important. I'm at the wall, sorry. Try still. Again, the wall kind of messes some of these up, so be careful of where you are on the level when you do these. Again, this is why I'm doing this video, just as a way to... Bam, 110 damage. Again, that's like the best you're gonna get. Now, again, that messes up at the wall, like you saw a couple times before. And really practice that combo, because it's kind of tough getting the reversal edge, depending on how high they are when you hit them with the break attack. So again, that's from the 1AB, so the fake out, right? So far we've covered this, and we've covered this. So the next thing that we're gonna do is B6, which is kind of a weird motion. Normally you do direction and then button, but this time you're gonna do button direction. So that sometimes if you'll notice right there, he kind of like lurches forward. Now this happens if you press again B and then forward after you let go of B. So you have to do it really quickly. It's kind of like a follow-up run attack if they move backwards, and that's exactly what a lethal hits. So if let's say they block something, and then they immediately say, oh, I gotta get away, gotta get away. What you're gonna do is you're gonna say, okay, so you watch her move back a little bit. Now watch what happens. Oh, I'm just gonna pop her. Bow! Right? Just kind of pop them on the head. Now here, the punish is kind of tough. So actually what you're gonna do is you're gonna go into the stance punish. And so again, we're just gonna do bam. Whoops, sorry, got a Lancy right there. So again, oh, now the motion for this is kind of wonky. Forgetting to press the A. So again, you can do that if you want to keep it really simple, but to get the max damage, you want to do the AAB first. So again, just like that, 71 damage. Again, 2/3 of a bar for one punish. If they try to move back again, you just pop them on the head, right? So again, that's using B6 to catch someone who's running away. The next thing I want to talk about is if someone just guards low. So we're going to just make this lady here just crouch guard. We're going to crouch guard everything. So if we do this, it hit her. Should move back, but that's not important. What happens is when you 3B somebody with Mitsurugi and they're guarding low, so imagine you like knock somebody down and like, oh, wake up, you do this, right? If you do that a couple times, they'll get wise and start guarding low. So what you can do to kind of blow that up is you say, okay, you're guarding low, on wake up, let me just pow! And so 3B again, the down forward B is gonna go ahead and take care of that, gives you a big lethal hit. Now from that, again, you can just use basic punish. So we're gonna go move away from the wall. Again, you have to be kind of quick on this and recognizing it. You kind of have to be mindful that you're actually doing this and setting someone up for a lethal hit. Actually, you can input it during the kind of like the cinematic window. I just tried that. Again, kind of tough on the timing though, so please be careful. Easy 93 damage. Again, that's just using basic punish off of a 3B. So again, yeah, because of the height, you have to be really careful of when that just frame comes out. next thing I want to talk about is another way to beat reversal edge. And so we're going to have her stand again, have her guard all, and then we're going to have her reversal edge. Oops, so we're going to have her hold the button so we have some time to do this, right? So if I do this, she's going to immediately reversal edge, right? So imagine you have that opponent who kind of wakes up all the time, they immediately reversal edge, and you just want to check them somehow. So what you do is when they get up, you say, okay, A, and then you blow them up. So again, that was, you just kind of do the A to check someone when they wake up, or you can do B as well. And then immediately you're going to go into your down back B, which is kind of like the ground stab right there. And so from that you have two follow-ups. The first is just pressing B again, which kind of lunges Mitsurugi at him. The second one, which is probably a bit more useful, and probably what you're going to be using the most, is the AB. So down back B and then AB. He gets a break attack from that and he immediately goes into stance. So you can already kind of tell what this punish is going to look like if you already go into stance, right? So what I'm going to do here is blow it up. Now what's hard about that is you have to physically wait for them to come down and kind of time your A buttons when you do stance punish. So again, we're going to take a look at that. So I'm just going to do here, they do that. And again, sometimes when you're watching them fall, just kind of do it a little bit early. That's kind of the timing that helps me kind of get into the rhythm of the motion for landing all the hits anyway. So again, that's if they're reversal edging. So now you have two ways, excuse me, you have one way to blow up the reversal edge, two ways to blow up the reversal edge. One from that, right? Oh, not an optimal punish, but I still got pretty good damage. You also can do right here, so you can beat reversal edge in two different ways. Now I want to show you one more way, and that's the third way. And this one is probably the least damaging way you can do it. So imagine you're just like, okay, I'm hitting my opponent, I'll wake up to check them. They do that. You can just raw AB. So raw AB is for every character is a reversal edge. And so, to my knowledge, it's for every character. So again, you're gonna check them when they get up. Oh. And again, you notice it kind of like leaves you at this really weird range where it's hard to kind of reach your opponent. And so I've got two attacks that should catch them. Again, these aren't 100%, but I mean, a punish is a punish, right? Any extra damage is useful. So we're gonna check them with the B, and we're just gonna use the one of the moves from regular punish, which is like the K plink into B. So K slide to B, right? So he's kind of like K and then immediately tap B. Whoops. No bueno there. Whoops. Calm down. Again, it's not going to get you a ton of damage, but 80 is not bad, right? It's not as good as some of the other options, but damage is damage, right? Again, the other option you have, and sometimes you'll notice that the KB misses. The case plink B misses, so what you can do is you can do B plink A, which is this move right here, which if you're not using at neutral, please do, because it hits in a huge arc. Right? Now, again, I'm just like pressing B and then immediately tapping A afterward, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to check the opponent. 1, 2, and just, you don't really have to worry about the time. You just kind of really do it as soon as you can afterward, and it'll just kind of pop them for 64 damage. That one is a little bit more consistent from what I've seen, and so, yeah, kind of keep that in mind when you're using this. And then the last one that I want to talk about today, of course, Mitsurugi has a few others, but the main ones that I really want to talk about, that I want to focus on, is when the opponent misses a vertical attack. So we talked about what happens when they miss a horizontal attack. Now we're going to talk about when they miss a vertical attack. And we're going to have old girl guard all, and then we're just going to have her do a regular attack. We're going to have her just do a launcher down B, right? So when I do this, she just launches, right? So what you can do to beat that is you can go here, bow, hit him with that baseball swing. So again, the last thing that I want to show you guys is how you can beat a vertical attack if your opponent misses. So before I showed you how to beat a horizontal attack. If your opponent does one that's high, you can kind of get under it with this right here. That'll lethal hit, and you get a follow up off that. Again, whoops, sorry. You'll get that if the horizontal misses. Now, if they miss with a lethal attack like I have her doing here, I've set her to just 3 beats of raw launch. What you can do is you can sidestep it and do an attack immediately. You can do down, down, A, right? Now, please be careful when you're using the attack because if they block it, you can be punished. Not a big punishment, you can still be punished. It also puts you on the defensive immediately. So let's imagine you get the right read, and so you do this, and you catch them. That's a long stun. And so what we're gonna do there is we're just gonna do basic punish. So I'm gonna move her away from the wall. I'm just gonna do here. 2. Oh shoot, sorry about that. Again, I've still gotta practice these combos myself. That's kind of why I'm making this video. Crack. Beautiful. So again, you do the KB at the same time, and then just frame the last hit. So again, whoops. Oh man, be careful when you're sidestepping next to some characters because their verticals do have a bit of side motion to them, so or side hitbox. Again, that's the KB, and then B just frame the last hit. So when you do hit the last hit, immediately press B again. You get that that third hit that knocks them up higher, and then you can do K plink B, or so you basically do K and then tap B right afterward, and you get this. And then the last hit of that is the 6-6 AB. So you do that, right? Show you one more time in action. Beautiful damage. Now, I believe that for every single one of these options, you also just have the option to just raw super somebody. So if you want to just raw super, you always have that option available. Again, I don't think it's the best use of beater. You kind of get the same damage there. So maybe save that for soul charge or for something else. The more I play the game, the more I learn that soul charge is kind of way more superior to super because supers can be hit on wake up. Soul charges are basically invincible on wake up. Soul charge puts you in a state where you're just terrifying to the other character. Yeah. So again, he also has a couple of soul charge break attacks. Not break attacks. Lethal hits. And unfortunately, I'm not going to cover those right now just because myself, I haven't gotten to those. So yeah, take anything you need there, guys, and I hope something you watched here today was useful. All right, peace.